Juan Pablo de Pache stars in the Mattachine Family. The film is about a couple on different paths when it comes to families. I love this movie. Juan Pablo, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
We got to
A
see this
pleasure.
during the we got to see this during the Reeling Film Festival last year when the director Andy Valentine came into town, and it's been playing festivals across the nation and around the world.
The
I mean,
world. Yeah.
tell me a little bit about the response of this film.
Well, it's been really beautiful and also, I don't know, empowering in a way because this is a little engine that could, this movie came out of absolute love and from the Valentines. I mean, first film, debut film from Andy, who directed, and Danny, who wrote it. Um, and to see it kind of have a life and expand and go everywhere and be recognized is it's been stunning, great, great. So I'm very proud.
Let's talk a little bit about the character of Oscar. A little bit about him. When did you get the script? And tell me a little bit about how you related to him.
So yeah, I mean, I got the script and I want to say like September 21. So we're coming out of the pandemic in a way, and everyone was eager to do something good and I read the script and I fell in love with it. This character of Oscar, I just very intrigued by him because I hadn't really played this character before. Like to play an actor, being an actor, but also a queer actor who had who was a child star. So he knew what success was at a very early age, and I had just come off Fuller House when this happened, so I knew these people very well. The ladies that I shared 5 years with, who were in that position, so it kind of felt very, I don't know, very natural for me to play Oscar. And then the added bonus of the fact that he was uh, outed, as an adult, and then that kind of destroyed his career. I don't know, it's just such a kind of meaty element to the whole character, and then the script, which is about parenting, and it's about what which are we trying to be, trying to follow the path of heterosexual marriage family kind of thing, or are we making our own, and what does that mean, and then the chosen family of it all. I don't know, there were so many things that I loved about it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I loved and resonated with the most that many times gay men don't have the opportunity to start a family until later in life. So it's usually, after you find a partner and decide if you want to do this, adoption is going to cost you about 50,000, surrogacy is going to be over 100. And this is a decision that is not taken lightly. And obviously, one of the things that I love about this movie is that not because you make that decision doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen for you right away. It doesn't mean that
Mm.
adopt, the first, foster kid or the first adoption or, the way that you may think it's going to go, or even a try with surrogacy. And I think anybody who either is going through this journey, has been through this journey, or has a friend in this journey, just gets a better overall perspective because you and Nico Tortorella's character, no one's the villain. Everyone has their own like perspective, and you understand where both characters are coming from.
Thank you for saying that, because we were just doing an interview where I was the villain, and I went to a festival in Torino, in Turin, where I was introducing the other film that I directed and Mattachine Family. And one of the questions was like, what does it feel like to be the villain of the story? And I'm going, me? The drop? I don't know. So it's nice for you to say that there are no antagonists, there are no villains in this.
No, definitely, because I think you understand where you're. And I don't want to give too much away about the film, but like, there's a point where you say, "I don't want to be an absent father. I don't want to be an older father." And I think
Yeah,
it's a very bold statement because sometimes you just get into this mindset of like, "I want to do it," without taking like, what is this really going to look like? And that's why I just
yeah.
love the honest approach to this family, and what the film is all about. When you talk to Nico, because Nico was about to become a parent right. I don't know if it was right around the time the movie was made or shortly thereafter, but
Right
what was that
after.
experience
Yeah.
like?
It was cool. I mean, I saw all the I was around all the phone calls with his wife and what they were going through, and similarly Andy and Danny were going through the same thing. So it was kind of like a hub of wannabe parents. That whole movie was. Like at the time, no one was a parent, and
Yeah.
after it, they all became parents. It was kind of it was a meta, an exercise in creating, manifesting. I think that movie manifested babies for sure.
It, it definitely did. The feedback you've gotten, whether at the festivals or on social media, as far as couples who have gone through a similar journey or are considering a journey, I'm sure a lot of people are trying to, share their stories with you.
Yeah, yeah, it's been really lovely. I mean, just the way people kind of connect with it on different levels. A lot of what I hear is it is so bold to have a movie that deals with a subject that isn't quite talked about, you know?
No.
And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of Danny, for going there. Because yeah, I don't think there's been movies made about this specific situation, and it's fostering, which is not the same as surrogacy, and so there's a lot of firsts, I think, in the movie, which I'm very proud of.
Yeah, and I feel like as this becomes um, more common, that in the years to come, this movie is definitely going to get a resurgence or kind of feel the love of like, here, go see this movie before you make this decision, or here's kind of what you're going through currently, because you go through a range of emotions and necessarily don't know where to turn or don't feel seen in a TV show or a movie.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, and I think it's very interesting what you say because it's almost like it lives in the gray. It's not black
Yeah.
and white. And especially, I felt that with Oscar, I couldn't judge. I mean, as an actor, you never want to judge your character. You never want to say, "Oh, this is a good guy or is a bad guy," because he's just a person trying to do his best. And his backstory is that he himself uh, was an orphan. So to have that again, but on the other side, he's not sure if he wants to go there again,
Yeah.
or maybe have the kid taken away again. So it doesn't really come from selfishness or, oh, I just want my career, but it also comes from an insecurity of not wanting to get hurt, you know, which I thought was really tender, and I don't know, redeeming of him, because a lot of people will say, oh, he's the bad guy, but I still think he's not.
No, no, you tell him to call me. I tell you, you're not the villain. You're not the bad guy. You have him go through me. I'll defend you. I promise.
Okay.
You came out publicly in 2019, and you've been able to make this movie. You also have another movie that's about to come out as well too. What's it like to be able to be your authentic self, to have the fans embrace you, and be able to work on these projects?
I mean, um, I would like to say it's wonderful because it's changed my life, but it hasn't. And what I'm trying to say is there's no earth shattering anything. What is nice and what is correct in a way is that whoever you are, you're able to tell stories that mean something to you as an artist and as a human being. And I think it's I don't know, maybe it's because I'm in my 40s, so I'm kind of give less of a crap about what people think about me.
Well,
But I definitely feel like I'm in a point in my life that I'm just happier with the stories that I can tell. And it doesn't really mean queer stories, just the stories themselves and the characters themselves. I'm really enjoying where I'm able to kind of put my little grain of salt in storytelling. I mean, I just made a movie where I'm playing a straight dad to a girl who's trying to find her father, and I was a donor, um, and I didn't know I had a daughter. And that is a very tender story as well. And my own movie deals with memory and how, it's called Duino. We just came back from Turin in Italy, where it won the audience award. And it's, yeah, sure, there's LGBT characters, but it's actually a movie about a first love and how we romanticize memory and how we built, this whole thing in our minds as to what it was, that thing that was sort of earth shattering, but you know when you're faced with it again 25 years later, you realize that, yeah, a lot of it was your own mind. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I answered your question, but I'm just happy to be able to tell stories that I like.
And you're telling some wonderful stories in the Mattachine family. You know, whether you're an LGBTQ plus parent or not, it's just a wonderful film about friendship, about
Totally.
love, about relationships. Definitely go check it out. June 4th, it's going to start streaming, and hope everybody goes and checks it out. And thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Rudy.
You too. Thank you so much.